Right, I'd like to welcome everybody to Quarry Valley Unified Union School District Board meeting. Can everyone please stand, face the flag to say the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make the motion.
A motion's been made. Any additions or deletions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Are there any general public comments? Going once, going twice. Okay. Moving on to consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes for September 11th, 2025 meeting?
I'll make the motion.
The motion's been made. Any discussion? There's no discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Moving on to approval warrants. Check warrant 573 dated 9/10/2025 for $388,644.27. Check warrant 574 dated 9/10/2025 for $5,002.89. Check warrant 576 dated 9/24/2025 for $471,785.48. Check warrant 577 dated 9/24/2025 for $10,091.84. Do I have a motion to approve the check warrants?
I'll make the motion.
A motion's been made. Is there any discussion regarding the check warrants? Not? Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Moving on to personnel contract recommendations. Do I have a motion to approve contract recommendations?
Professional staff, make the motion.
For professional, I have a motion to approve the professional staff contract recommendations. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Moving on to reports, and the reports are informational only. Chris, you said you had something you wanted to just talk about shortly?
Two quick things just to highlight. First of all, as we did last year, we have a budget communication plan. The October letter that'll be going out to families and staff will go out next week, just kind of highlighting budget priority areas, particularly after tonight. Hopefully the board will identify some priority areas for Lewis, myself, the admin to consider as we prepare the first draft budget for November board meeting. Act 73, H454, we do have a informational page on our website. So if you go to the GRCSU page, there's a drop down, has a lot of good information, has copies of the slides that were presented on October 7th at our community forum. There's a copy of the recording there, as well as additional information. You can find links to the redistricting task force, other things were AOE related as well. Along the lines of redistricting task force, I just wanted to just remind everyone that on October 22nd at Rutland High School in the gymnasium, the redistricting task force will be holding an open meeting, like an informational listening session from 6 to 8 p.m. So I would encourage individuals, if they can, to attend. It's a good opportunity for you to share just concerns about what this may look like in 3-4 years' time, about what you've been hearing about the maps or once a map has been developed, what that may look like. I know that the other night some concerns about snow days and how that would be called. So there are a lot of logistical concerns or issues with the redistricting, so it is an opportunity just for community members to express their concerns, whether it be support of a supervisory district or a supervisory union. That's also an opportunity for community members to share that with the task force, because the intent of this meeting is for them to collect information from community members and then bring that back for consideration. While the maps may not always reflect everything, our legislators, particularly our local senators, representatives, will be in attendance, but also the information we share with them as they begin to discuss maps and next steps, and particularly the foundation formula and the impact that may have on our local communities as well. So,
Okay,
okay.
great, thank you.
Yep.
Any questions for Chris regarding that? All right, moving on to principal reports. They're in your packet. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the principals regarding
Yeah,
it.
I had 2 items that
You do?
needed.
Okay, Jay.
So I am asking for the board's approval for an out-of-state trip for our senior class. They'd like to go to Disney World in Orlando, Florida. I've given the dates of April 25th to April 29th, but I would need board approval for that trip to move forward.
So moved.
All right. So a motion's been made by Lisa. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. There you go.
Thank you. And Greg is here tonight to talk a little bit about the building access cameras and security upgrade request. So I'm going to turn it over to you, or Greg wanted to.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
You don't see me very often. So we want to upgrade the security and all the cameras, the door access control system, and build out some more Wi-Fi access points because we get a lot of tickets from various parts of the building. It's a very difficult building. I have 10 copies of the details. If you guys want to sit on any of the details and get back to me, pass that around. I'd be happy to answer any questions. This would be upgrading it to a completely digital system on the Unify platform, which is what we have at the central office, Rutland Town, the Proctor Schools, Milltown Springs, Wells. So pushing West Rutland, and then, the Pulteney schools are next at some point. But this allows the IT department to maintain the door access, security, camera systems, recordings, audits, and stops the use of, I would say, expensive and ineffective security contractors. And their software, their hardware is generally kind of substandard. What we could do is, now these systems have been modernized so that IT professionals can maintain them. And since you have an IT department, it's a perfect fit. All the labor costs are in there. If you have any questions about that, I'd be glad to answer that. The hardware list is in there. But it generally would be pretty much half the price what you would get if you paid a security contractor to do a building of that size and difficulty. The walls are very thick. Conduit is not a lot of space in there. So it is a difficult building. It's about a month's work for the company, depending on how much time they're in there. Rutland Town took about that, spread across a little bit larger amount of time because they were doing other projects in the buildings, because that occurred during the summer. But it's pretty straightforward. We want to use the capital funds for that, and yeah, that's about it.
Is this something that this board would handle, or is this something that the SU board would handle? Since it's across districts.
No, this would be just at West Rutland, correct?
This is
Yeah,
just
this
at
is
West
just
Rutland?
West Rutland.
So
Yeah,
what?
okay.
I was just
confused
talking I was just talking about the other schools just to give context, because
Okay.
we're putting everybody on the same platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this something you need an answer on tonight?
I think the intention was for you to have the information in front of you.
Okay.
And then if you had more questions about the project, I would be glad to answer them at the next meeting, and then you can
Perfect.
vote on it then.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have a question.
Sure.
Why is Pulteney down the road? I mean, I'm new coming in here. Why? I mean, the other schools will be taken care of, but Pulteney's down the road. Is there a reason why?
No, it's just a logistical reason. It takes a long amount of time. Something like Pulteney just like West Rutland, it would take, the building could be difficult, so it would take a stretch of time. Rutland Town was a difficult building too, it's mostly done in the summer. It's just a fact of like, it's just a time issue because we need to be activated also
Right.
fully to help the security contractors that would be working in the building. And, no, it's just a fact of slowly but surely doing everybody, and then so that we could get a unified.
This would be done mostly during the summer?
No, actually, with some of the cameras already cabled, we could begin while school is still in session.
Okay,
So,
all right.
but then some of the more rugged cabling work would be for the upcoming Thanksgiving and then Christmas break,
Okay.
most likely. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So, great. Thank you for providing this, and we'll review it and discuss it.
Do you have a
Thank
question?
you.
Do you have a question? Go ahead.
Greg, would it be possible, just for the board's consideration, to get a quote for Pulteney Elementary and Pulteney High School about what the cost would be?
Absolutely.
Okay. I think just for discussion, just to see if we're going to move all of our, I know you talked about the third-party vendors and some of the issues we've had in terms of if a system goes down, in terms of getting someone out or, ordering a part, and there might be a delay. If this is internal, it might be a quicker response time.
Yeah, there's certainly problems with the, systems
So
in those
just
buildings.
for the board to
too.
consider as we look at moving forward, we look at,
I will get a
What the cost may
walkthrough, I will
be.
get a walkthrough with you guys and the contractor on the calendar.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you.
And can we get a total of that account and what we've expended from it for the discussion?
yes, well, the capital maintenance number and.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
I do have, we have a field trip going to Massachusetts, just over the border to Pittsfield, Mass.
Okay.
Next month, but the art club's going down to an art museum down there.
Oh, great. Okay,
The
so
Art students, excuse me.
do I have a motion for?
Can we just have the dates?
November 13th.
November?
So they're just going for the
We're
day?
just going for the
Yeah.
day, yeah.
Okay.
But just, I don't know if you guys want those because they're crossing state lines or.
Yeah, the board has to approve any out-of-state or overnight trip, so.
I'll make the motion.
All right, motion's been made by Mike. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Get a little, sometimes, we gotta go through New York to get to Fairhaven, so you forget that.
Right. Let's see. Okay. So, moving on to old business. Slate Valley Trails, and that's the trail changing down on the Pulteney Elementary campus. And, we all saw it last week. I think that obviously we need the attorney to review the agreement, and, make sure our interests are protected. Does anybody have any questions about that? Christine, do you have any concerns about moving that trail to where it's going to be?
No,
No?
it won't be it's not expected to be used during school hours, correct?
I don't think anyone's here from the.
Oh,
No,
I'm sorry, I
nobody's
was
here.
thinking.
It's here. Yeah, no.
I think
but
it would be
What
that's
they have said,
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
right, so.
And that could be
I-
added to the, go ahead, Lisa.
I think it would be important to, as someone who oversees a forest and a trail, there are things you can put in as a landowner. I would suggest that we caveat and place that in there, that the trail is not to be used during school hours, and even during the summer, if we're having programming there, that it shouldn't be transversed during those times.
Right. So I guess I'm looking for a motion to approve it, based on attorney legal review.
I think if you're sending it to the attorney, we should see what it is before we approve it.
You want to review it like that? Okay.
Yeah.
So is that a motion?
So what will happen is, if I will speak to Chris Leopold and say that we'd like to include, a carve out or provision here around school hours, as well as use of the parking lot during school day, whatever it may be. that would have to go back then to Slate Valley. So
Right.
then they would have to
Yeah.
review it, and then once they have approved, so there's gonna be an exchange back and forth between Chris Leopold and Slate Valley. So I think in November, hopefully we'll have a landowner agreement that both parties have agreed to for the board approval at that time.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
And I think also in it, are we signing it in forever, or like,
No,
the land agreement that I have with the, property I oversee, we have an opt-out. So if something happens that's egregious that has transpired, as a landowner, we can automatically opt out without any notice.
In the contract, in the agreements I write for work, we always have basically either party can terminate at any point in time, given a certain amount of time of notice.
Okay.
Written notice, and I think that should be in there so that
Yeah.
we can terminate it at any point
And
if
I
it
also-
becomes an issue.
Sure, and I think it's good to review them like every 3 years or something like that. That's something we also do with our landowner agreement. So, not that you're going to revoke it, but it's good when you have agreements like that, just to review them and just to have conversation that everything's happy or things need to be changed, so.
I mean, I don't know what the agreement that's included in our materials is, if that's the one that's meant to cover this, but it does, which I think it is because it has the maps in there. Yeah, the length of agreement clause there is 10 years, and then you can have a conversation about whether you get
Yeah,
out of
we
it.
need
So
to- we need
that
to
may be
shorten
one
that
that you want to
time
look at,
period,
but it does
yeah.
include language about being open during just 7 to 3 during school, but it doesn't mention summer programming, so those are the types of
Yeah,
clarifications.
I wouldn't mind it if it was a year-to-year conversation,
yeah,
just
or,
to make sure,
I think year to year seems more reasonable.
at least maybe for the first 5 years,
sure.
to make sure that
10
gonna
years
go
is a long
smoothly.
time to
10
lock
years is a
something
long
in.
time.
It says something about, I'm curious about the public, it says if chapter utilizes public funding for construction or maintenance, so anyway, I'm curious as to whether that has any bearing on that 10-year
Well,
number.
it used to be
or-
we couldn't sign contracts that were longer than 5 years by a school board, so I don't know if
Yeah.
that's changed.
I make
Or
a
not.
motion to table till November with the provisions and corrections as needed to be represented to us for consideration.
Okay.
So can we just revisit the provisions, like, just make sure I have these cleared?
Yes.
Because there are a lot.
Yes.
That was
Okay.
included.
So I have school hours, we have the parking lot, we have a year-to-year provision. Anything else that's,
I would say summer, that they should, if we have summer programs,
Yeah.
yeah, they shouldn't be allowed on property.
I don't know how you police it. but
Can I add 2 cents here?
Sure.
To limit it in the summer
motion on the floor.
to like rec programs and stuff, those programs bring in a lot of financial monies to the town. So if we're gonna restrict it, they're gonna find some other way to go. I just think, I don't know,
The path brings in, the path?
I think it was just access to the path during.
Yeah.
So I think we're not limiting the use of rec programs. I think it was just
No.
access to the path, like.
Because of
People should
rec
not be accessing
programs.
the path during school hours.
I understand
Sorry.
school hours,
But I'm just trying to understand, I speak with
Right.
Chris about the provision about, I don't know how we'd be restricting rec programs.
well,
Because this is just the use of the trail,
Right.
the field, or other, so I just want to know, just for clarification, so we don't put language that may limit that, or we
Right.
find ourselves in.
okay.
Yeah, so I'm just,
So I do think
Right.
that one of the rec camps that I do, like the bike one, I thought that they do utilize some of the trails. I don't know if that one specifically is utilized, but that's definitely.
like I said, I'll have him take a look, and
Yeah.
once it comes back language, then it'll come back to the board, then.
We can
Yeah.
have the language
We'll approve it.
changed.
It's-
Yeah.
Before, so.
All right, so actually, Mike had a motion on the table, so,
And then it was also to limit it, to remove the 10-year clause and review it year to year.
Right.
Okay, there's a motion on the table, and we've had pre-discussion. So, everybody, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? So moved. Right. New business, looks like we don't have any there. Finance, Lewis isn't here. Is there anything you want to talk about there, Chris?
No, just any question on that, and with the FY '27 budget, Lewis is meeting with admins, and I'm trying to make it as much as I can, but it's a very busy month for me with other meetings as well. But each year at this time, we do ask the board for a list of any sort of priorities that you'd like us to consider as we build out that first draft. Whether it be just a cap at a percentage, or if there's a program, or, you know, a level set funding, whatever it may be. So
Okay.
I'll open it up and we'll bring back a draft that meets those requirements.
Okay. Thank you. Now moving on to general public comments. Is there
No,
any-
we still need, if there are any priorities that the board has, we need to establish that. So if there's anything that.
So I would say that based on some communities not being reappraised, some communities being reappraised, having a level set funding would be appropriate for the first draft review.
Which towns are being,
I know Pulteney is not, West
Yeah.
Rutland is out for 3 years, and Proctor is currently going through appraisal. So those are going to be there could be some impacts in your CLAs with respect to property value.
Based on attendance at school, at select board meetings, it's not that the select boards are not willing to do it, it's just the companies that are
Mhm.
available to do it
Yeah.
are booked out to like 2032.
Yeah.
So it's a bottleneck. It's not,
Yeah, most have contracts to do it, that it's not for lack of,
I think we went up,
Consideration.
only went up 4.4%
Yeah.
last time around,
Our reappraisal is 2028.
without the, yeah. All right. Any other priorities for the budget?
I think if there are things that schools are looking for or looking to expand or like that, the principal should bring them to us as kind of like an addendum to the budget so we could look at them. I mean, we're not going to know what those are unless they bring them to us.
So principals need to bring your wish list
Yeah.
next time, okay?
So we'll have bullet items with cost for.
Yep. Yeah.
Can I just ask a clarifying question with that?
Sure.
I'm very fiscally conservative, so I just, when I hear wish list, these are, you'd be looking for items that would rise to the priority level
Correct.
of necessity to keep the
I
building.
mean, I don't think that we should be looking to spend a lot of money, right? We don't know, we're waiting for the maps to come out. We don't know what we're gonna look like.
One of the things that I think we'll have discussions on are, all items should be aligned to our strategic plan or our school improvement. So if there is an item on a wish list that is aligned to one of those two things, and then for discussion. So if there's a need for, we won't just say we need like a new popcorn machine.
Right, something that's gonna positively.
That's what I was going to
Which-
suggest, a new
that's-
popcorn
Yeah.
machine.
Those are things that-
The whole truck.
If that helps education of
And snow cones.
students, then so be it.
So, but
Okay.
You mean
Thank
a
you.
Quarry
You're
Valley
welcome.
food truck that goes around to the different buildings?
I wanted the ice cream truck.
There you go.
All right. Now moving on to general public comments, if there's anybody. No? Okay. Future meeting dates, November 13th, 2025. Is there any future agenda items for November 13th, 2025?
Well, we're going to be doing the budget then, so that should be the,
All right,
we will have to do the DQS review.
budget.
The District Quality Standards Board will have to do a review of that.
Okay, any others? All right, I'd like to make a motion
So
to,
we have to add district quality standards. The board has to do a review in November.
in November.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll have to add that to the agenda as well.
Yep, I got that written,
Okay.
yep, I got that written down.
All right,
Yep.
thank you.
Okay, so moving to adjourn at 6:24 PM. All in favor?
I'll make the motion.
Mike made the motion, all in favor?
I
So moved.